Tim, are you okay? It's okay if you're nervous. Take your time.
That was horrible timing. I'm so sorry. I didn't think my stomach would start hurting right as I was trying to walk into your house. I guess I have a weak stomach. Your parents would never let a guy who can't even tell talk about the marriage to marry their daughter. Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
It's totally fine. Where are you right now?
I'm with my doctor, getting checked out.
Really? I'll come over. Where is it at?
No, I'm fine, really. You haven't been able to visit your parents in a long time. You need to enjoy it. Don't worry about me. I'll come over later to meet your parents.
But I'm worried about you.
I'm sorry for all this. It's my fault for not being able to make the time to come over to see your parents up until today. Even though the proposal was months ago. And now I suddenly get a stomachache as I'm arriving at your door.
Don't worry. It's not your fault that your stomach is acting up, honey. My heart literally felt like it was about to burst in my chest when I went over to your parents' house to say hi for the first time too.
Thanks, babe. Could you please apologize to your parents for me? That I'm sorry for canceling on them last minute.
Don't worry about my parents. They aren't angry at all, just a bit worried.
I'll go visit and say hi on another day. Is that fine? Because after I get checked up right now, I'm staying at the hospital for some treatments. The guy who's treating me right now has always been my doctor, so he knows whenever something's off. And now he's saying that he wants me to get checked out just in case. So I think listening to him is the smartest thing to do right now.
Sure. I didn't know you had such a weak stomach though. Has it been always like that?
Yeah, as soon as I feel any type of pressure, my stomach starts acting up. So as soon as I pulled up to your house, my stomach started hurting like hell. I'm sorry for leaving without giving you any notice.
No, it's fine. Just tell me if you need anything, alright?
Yeah, thanks.
One thing real quick. You know how the initial plan was for you to meet my parents today, and then we went to go check out the wedding hall?
Yeah.
If you're not feeling so well, then do you want to cancel all of those plans just to be safe?
That might be a good idea. I'd feel bad to progress in planning the wedding without even seeing your parents and properly introducing myself. Are you fine with us rescheduling that plan?
Of course. I just hope you get better soon. I'll make some calls and reschedule the plans then, alright?
Thank you. I'm sure I'll be out of here soon. I'll give you a text whenever that happens, okay?
I'll be waiting. If you ever need someone to cook for you or run you on errands, then I'll seriously be happy to do anything, alright?
Yeah, thanks.
Get well soon. Hello, is this Ruthie's number? Yes, this is Ruthie. I'm sorry, who is this? Thank goodness. I thought you wouldn't reply. My name is Sarah. Does my name ring a bell? I'm sorry, I know a lot of Sarahs. What's your last name? Oh my, you're a very dull one, aren't you? My name is Sarah Jones. You know, the daughter of the CEO of the company that your fiancé works at, Jones Constructions. The daughter... Why would the daughter of the CEO know my number? I don't think I'm the type of person to be of any interest to someone like you. I got your number from Tim, your boyfriend. What? Why did Tim give you my number? Because I told him that I needed to get things straight with you. Oh, okay. is there anything I could help you with? I'll be very straightforward with this. I need you to break up with Tim. What? Why would I break up with him? Being dull is cute, but being too dull is just annoying, honey. Make sure to fix that habit of yours, okay? I'm sorry. What do you mean you need me to break up with Tim? We've never fought before, and he's always been very kind and understanding towards me. I'm sure there's some type of misunderstanding here. We're happily engaged. But he didn't show up to introduce himself to your parents, correct? Why do you know that? Because he told me. How else? What did I say about being dull-minded? I heard from him that he wasn't able to come face-to-face with your parents. Yes, but we were about to reschedule it and give him another chance. But he's been avoiding deciding on a specific date for the past month, correct? Doesn't that tell you something about his enthusiasm towards the whole marriage thing? In fact, he told me face-to-face that he wasn't interested in getting married at all anymore. What? You're lying. Why would he bail on our marriage? I mean, I'm very confident that there have been innumerable hints about his reluctance towards this whole thing. The wedding itself has been pushed back since he asked for it, right? You need to be more observant. And you need to be a nice lady and not make him break the news to you. He has zero interest in marrying you. And he would like to break up with you as soon as possible. Oh, wait a minute. So you're saying that Tim said that with his own words? Yes, I heard him saying those things with his own words. In fact, I've heard him saying those things with my own ears because I've been seeing him every day lately. You've been seeing him every day? Yes, anytime I have the chance. I see him after work and on his days off. We go on very romantic dates and nurture our love for each other, you know. Nurture? Love? Does that mean he's cheating on me with you? But we're engaged. We're planning our wedding. Well, now you're almost unengaged. What kind of person cheats on a girl who they literally proposed to a few weeks ago? There's nothing wrong with his decision about this, because you're the one in the wrong. Me? Yes, you're wrong for being so poor, Ruthie. Poor? He said so himself. That you wear nice things and make it seem as if you have the money. But that's all just a facade, and you're really just a poor girl with nothing to offer. He would never. And I'm not poor. But your house is like a barn, isn't it? I live on the 12th floor of an apartment in the middle of the city. You know, my dad owns a construction company, so he just made a few calls for me. And boom, I have an amazing room at an amazing location. Now, I need him to become the next CEO after he marries into my family. So, could you please break up with him? Tim? The next CEO? Yes, and I'll support him as the elegant housewife. Ever since I was little, my father has always told me how he wanted a son who he could trust and treat like a partner. That it would be quickest for me to just bring him a son, right? Please, just let me organize this whole situation. So, you're the daughter of the CEO of the company that Tim works at, and he spoke to you about my house looking like a barn and me being poor. And so he left me to be with you. So he cheated on me, correct? I'm glad you were able to understand something for once. But before you get mad at him, I want you to know that the one who gets cheated on is usually one with the problem, so just give up. I had him show me a picture of your house, by the way. I could almost smell the barn animals in there. When was it built? During the Renaissance? It was literally the building you'd imagine when someone says a building that a poor person would live in. I mean, it is old, but it's still a very, very valuable building. We get it. The memories and care given to something matters more than the material price. I don't need to hear that cliche line any more times. No matter what you say though, it's still an old building that's barely standing on its pillars. It's like it was fossilized or something. Fossilized? Whatever. So my point is that you're poor, and I can't trust you with the future of my beloved Timmy. But as soon as he marries me, he'll be able to become the CEO of the company he works at right now. So if you really care about him, then I suggest you break up with him so it's easier for the both of you. Understood? I understand. It's hard to think that the two of you started dating and settled on getting married in the past month. So I assume that Tim has been cheating on me for a while now, correct? Bingo! Wow, you really used your detective skills there. I'm glad you're not just a dull old lady. We have been officially dating for a little while now. I've been in love with him since the very first time I laid eyes on him. But all he would say was that he was taken, so I had to work very, very hard to earn him. And now, he's mine, so please leave. I'll have a personal talk with Tim and listen to what he says about this. Be my guest. Neither his thoughts or my feelings will change about this decision, so beg all you want. You'll never get him. Tim, I need to talk to you right now. The daughter of the CEO of your company just contacted me. She's saying that you have no intention of marrying me. Is this true?
Yep.
Really?
Yes, really. I've been trying to figure out how to break it to you for a while. You know, because I'm such a feminist. I don't like seeing girls cry, you know. Even if the girl is the one I'm breaking up with. I don't want to end the relationship on bad terms.
So you decided to hand my number to the girl that you were cheating on me with and made her break us up for you? Really?
Yes, I'm sure Sarah talked to you about this, but I want to break up with you. I can't get married to a person who doesn't have the same values as me.
Values? What do you mean by values?
It means I can't get married to a poor person. I don't want your parents begging me for money in the future.
Why would they ever do that?
I mean, the house explains everything pretty well, am I right? I didn't expect you to be the type to bluff about your financial situation, by the way. You almost got me with the way you would wrap yourself with luxurious clothes. But now I know that you're just one of those people who buy designer clothes whenever they're on sale and acts like they have a bunch of money.
Wait, so was the story about your stomach hurting and you going to the hospital to get checked up a total lie?
You tell me, honey. What do you think? Did you really expect me to walk into that building and meet your parents and tell them that I would marry their daughter? A guy like me? Marry a family like that? Please.
How could you?
Look, I'm just being very logical with such a big decision. I put you and Sarah on a balance in my mind. I weighed you two out to see who would be a better fit as my wife. Up until now, since I liked your face better than hers, I picked you. Sarah's really irresponsible with her spending because she's so rich. And you cover yourself with expensive things, so I thought you were just a bit shy of her financially. So I thought picking you was the better choice when thinking about my own future. But now that I know you're actually miserably poor, the dynamics have completely changed.
How many times do I have to tell you that I'm not poor?
You can lie all you want, but there's nothing that'll change my mind. I mean, I literally saw your house with my own eyes. What do you expect? Sarah even promised me that she'll make sure that I'll become the next CEO if I decide to marry her right now. I'm sorry, but breaking up with you is clearly the best decision I can make right now.
Aren't you ashamed to be that irresponsible? Did that proposal mean nothing to you?
No, not really. As I've said before, I'm a man of logical nature. I'm constantly making the choice that I feel has the highest possibility of paying off in the future. And that's exactly what I did. Rather than your semi-fossilized home, I found that I want to live in a luxurious apartment. That's all there is to it. No hard feelings.
Whatever. Just make sure you won't regret making this decision for the rest of your life.
Don't worry, I'm always conscious with my choices. I never go wrong.
I guess it was for the better that we haven't spoken about or made any payments for the wedding or lived together. Well then, are you fine with breaking up and never seeing each other again?
Yep. Again, no hard feelings. Ruthie, please answer.
What do you want? I thought we agreed on never seeing each other again.
I mean, my number wasn't blocked. You've been waiting for me to text you, right?
Nope. I just forgot to do so.
You don't need to lie, but I get it. We all have our pride. Anyway, let me get straight to the point. If you want, I can get back together with you again. What do you say?
Are you trying to get back together with me because you saw that I bought a condo in Hawaii on social media?
No! No way! I'm not like that. It's just the never know you love her till you let her go type of thing. You know? I really just thought that you were the better person to be with after all.
You know, you really don't have to lie like that. It's true that I bought a condo in Hawaii. But I have no intention in getting back together with you.
Why not? Let's be logical here.
So you're trying to tell me that getting back together with a guy who cheated on me and dumped me right before our wedding is the most logical choice for me to make in this situation?
Look, there were a lot of things I didn't know about you until we broke up. Like the fact that you were rich enough to buy a condo in Hawaii. That's super respectable and cool, you know? Besides, I thought about what I said when we broke up, and I realized that just because your parents are poor doesn't mean that you are too. You have nice clothes and you live a nice life, so as long as we maintain a good distance from your parents, then there's really no issue in marrying you.
The condo in Hawaii was a present from my dad.
From your dad? Oh, what do you mean your dad?
My dad is way richer than me, by the way. I'm very confident that he's richer than the CEO of the company that you work at.
Whoa, let's not push it. I mean, you know that I saw the house that your dad lives in with my own eyes, right?
Yes, and it is true that the house is very, very old. Old enough to be named as National Heritage by the government.
National Heritage?
Yeah, it was a house owned by one of the first ever millionaires in America. but I guess that for everyone other than a historian is just a very old and musty house. It really is a bummer that your tiny little brain can process the value behind those wooden walls. But you can enjoy your polymer walls in your new apartment, so good for you.
One of the first millionaires in the US?
Yes, the house has been owned by my family for generations. In fact, our household has expanded its ownership for houses and land in locations all over the world throughout those generations. My parents have condos in most resort areas of the world that you could name. That's the reason why they weren't able to find a good place in their schedule to meet you for so long. They travel all over the world throughout the year to find a good buying opportunities.
Wait a minute. So, you're like, rich?
I mean, I don't even know how much money they make in a year, but there hasn't been a single incident in my life since I was a baby that money was a concern when making any type of decision. Oh yeah, my parents told me about how they bought a whole floor in a newly built apartment so they could use it as a condo. Sarah's parents are living there, right? On a 12th floor.
A whole floor? As a condo? But even the 12th floor is insanely rich people. So you're telling me that I let go of a girl that was multiple times richer than the girl that I left her for?
I don't agree with your standards, Tim. I don't agree with the way you measure the worth of women through how much money they have.
Yeah, you're totally right. As a matter of fact, I totally agree with the way you disagree with me. I disagree with me too. So do you want to get back together? I have a feeling this is gonna work out really well for the both of us this time. We can start over.
You really think so? Do you really think we could start over? After telling me about your disoriented views towards women and marriage, after you literally threw me away for another girl, do you really think I give a crap about you?
Look, I don't even want to be the next CEO of that company anymore. I just want to be with you. That's all I want out of my life.
You're such a hypocrite, it's hilarious. Even if you choose to marry Sarah, do you really think you could become the next CEO?
I don't see a reason that I can't. If I marry Sarah, I'll become the CEO and she'll become the wife of the CEO. Isn't that a win for both of us?
Haven't you been reading the newspaper? The construction company that you're talking about is going downhill right now. Big time.
What do you mean?
I guess they don't really tell the regular workers to avoid panic. I'm sure they'll personally notify their workers soon. Or maybe it'll be on the news tomorrow. This information has reached every ear in the real estate business by now. That a construction company that was secretly cheating on safety tests was caught and now being sued big time.
Sued?
Every single reliable real estate company has cut ties with your company by now. I told you multiple times that you should have left that place and found a new job while we were dating, but you never listened.
I feel like I might have heard you tell me that before.
Your company was getting away with all of its shady business because the victims alone couldn't sue a massive company by themselves. But earlier last year, a victim of unsafe construction finally took a stand for themselves. He gathered a bunch of victims who couldn't sue the company because they didn't have the money.
What?
Yeah, the word spread and the crowd expanded exponentially. All of those individual victims gathered together. And now they have a whole union against the company and all of the illegal constructions that it's done. They were able to hire a construction expert and a famous lawyer to fight the company in court. The trial is happening any moment.
Wait, so what happens if the company loses the trial?
If they receive an order to make a very big payment for the compensations, then I'm sure that they'll have to file for bankruptcy, meaning that the CEO is probably going to have to start thinking about letting go of his properties. For example, a luxurious apartment room on the 12th floor.
So if the trial happens and we lose, the company itself is going to be gone? So I won't be able to become the next CEO? And me and Sarah are going to be broke?
No idea, but yes, it's a possibility.
Then that's another reason for me to choose you over her. It isn't even a competition anymore. I choose you.
Quit treating us like Pokemon. Women aren't collectibles.
Oh yeah, I have a good idea. Your dad works in the retail industry, right? Well, I used to work in a construction company. I don't see a total difference in those two, so please hire me. Let's meet up right away. I need to say hi to your parents as soon as possible.
I see that you're on a roll here, but I'm sorry. But I have no intention in giving you a chance. My mother has already begun finding other wealthy families to start a matchmaking process for me. I'm already scheduled to meet an actual man by next week.
Matchmaking?
Yes. You know, I really did love you for who you were, but I guess that was all a lie. I'm sorry, but I don't even know who you really are anymore, so I'll never be able to fall in love with you ever again.
Don't be like that. Trust me, I'm the person that you loved. It's just that marriage was a really big thing for me, and I had to try and make the best choice for myself. You were the only one that I truly loved. Please, just give me a chance.
You've had your chance. I don't know if I'm the one who should be saying this, but you had the biggest chance to be well off for the rest of your life just by marrying me. But you threw it away because of the house I lived in. You made a choice, and you have to take responsibility for it.
But I didn't know.
That excuse only works up until elementary school. I'm sorry. I have to go choose some furniture for my condo in Hawaii. I hope life works out well for you.
Wait, Ruthie.
I'll be sure to block you properly this time. Goodbye. I blocked him, so I'm not sure about what happened to him. But the news about the trial was on TV by the end of the day. We parted for good. The construction company was gone within a few weeks. My father told me that the room on the 12th floor of the apartment building that my parents were living in had become open. So I'm sure that all of the CEO's belongings had been confiscated. I'm not sure whether Tim and Sarah are still dating, but recently I received a notice by a friend that he was posting a few words of loneliness on his social media account. So I assume that he broke up with her and is now enjoying being single.